Maybe I should cut this air off. Yeah, we live. We live. What's up? Welcome to Saga City. Saga City. I'm gonna leave the AC on, so if you hear noise, that's the AC in the background. But yeah, Saga City, where we discuss. Well, we're a publishing company, but we're more storytelling. I guess what we do. The main thing we're doing is storytelling, creating stories based around African diaspora and historical fiction and Afrofuturism and um. I miss anything? Anything I'm
Nah,
missing?
I say, think you know, just what you said was on point. I was just at that there's no uh limits or restrictions in terms of the way that we do it and the mediums that we use to get those stories out, you know.
Absolutely. You might see music, you might see movies, you might see video games, you might see Broadway plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
that. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, of course, me, Aunt Benu, Marie Benu, your boy Knuckles. We've been working on This ain't the first time we broadcast live, but we're just trying to reintroduce ourselves a little bit. This week we're gonna take a deep dive, no pun intended. I wasn't trying to do that. The Little Mermaid. Um, I haven't seen it. Benu hasn't seen it, but his Queen Marie has seen it with the children. So if you guys haven't noticed or don't know, Marie is the voice of our stories. You know what I'm saying? So we lean on her for a lot. You know what I'm saying? So this week we're just gonna kind of get some explanations, deep dive into the storytelling of the Little Mermaid, how it reflects on what we doing and what we could learn, what we could stay away from, and just kind of compare. So let's get into it. The Little Mermaid released 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna check out the IMBD real quick. Let me see what it says right here. Uh, okay, a young mermaid makes a deal with a sea witch to trade her beautiful voice for human legs so she can discover the world above water to impress a prince. Everybody knows the story. Um,
That's how it
now,
went.
do you? Huh?
I said, damn, that's how. Yo, like literally, I I did not remember it
Oh, the
going
original
that
one.
way. Right, so. Okay, that's the story. She gets legs, and she comes out on the land, and then she ends up bringing them back to the water at the end, right?
No.
Um, I don't
No,
know. Let me re go. Tell me how it went. And basically, well, let's get into some. Hold on one second. Let me go share the screen right here. Hold on. Let me see. I want to add. I don't want to do that. Present. Hmm. Cancel that. I just want to. Let me see. Present. Where's the thing at? Oh, here we go. Video screen. Screen share. All right. We're gonna get into some quick little details real quick before we get into that. Let's go to the box office mojo. Box office mojo. Here we go. Box office mojo. All right. Opening weekend. All right. Of course, everybody knows the distributor is Walt Disney. Um, the widest release was over 4,000 theaters. Okay. Now, let's see. Domestically, this movie so far has made $228 million. Worldwide, a little over 400 million. So it's kind of 50-50. So I guess we can learn from that. As far as international distribution is a real thing. Right? Um, hold on a second. Full screen layout. What else? What else? All right. As far as genres, they just throw in everything. Right? They got adventure, family, fantasy, musical. Always had the musical component to it, and romance. So I
Mhm.
guess like you said before, we don't have to leave out anything. Um, so I think we should do the same thing when it comes to the whole Amazon stuff. Not try to be in the box. Box off office mojo. Let me see. All right, so I'm trying to see how much they actually spent on making this thing. Let me see. Where is the budget? Original release, distributor. They might make me pay for that. Let me see. Okay, well we're gonna skip that. Let's go to IMBD. All right, let me X this out. All right, cool. So Marie, based on your experience, what was your experience with the movie? Did you like it? Was it good? Was it a good story? Did you see anything? I guess similar to what we're writing or doing, or anything you could take away from it? What's your experience?
Ah, ooh, now y'all putting all the pressure on me. I'm the only one that's seen it. Y'all sure y'all want to talk about
I'm
this?
gonna take my daughter to see it. Um, I just haven't had the opportunity yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All this stuff going on and graduation and stuff. But that and the Spider Verse, she's a big Spider Man head. Like I'm gonna show
that's
you.
what that's what I'm trying to go see.
She's a big
The
Spider Man head.
last one, we like the last one, but I heard that this new one is supposed to be like better than that one. So
Yeah, I like it, and I like it actually for it being like an animation. It still
yeah,
felt like theatrical. Like it still felt like not like a cartoon. So I was digging it.
yeah, like I'm I like the direction that um these types of movies are heading, like in terms of I think they're applying traditional um like cinematography techniques on, like they're fusing that with CGI and um different new um animation. So it's it's nice to kind of see where it's going. With the Little Mermaid, we went with the girls. It was a girls' night out, so that was nice. Hadn't had that in a while.
Nice.
Um, my girls have not seen, like they're just now watching a lot of the Disney stuff, like the classic Disney movies. They haven't really seen, like they haven't seen the original Little
Oh,
Mermaid.
okay, okay.
Um, they they haven't seen, like there a lot of the ones we grew up on. They haven't seen. They're just
Lion
now,
King and that stuff.
yeah, they're just now watching, and I think a lot of it is from like student mode, kind of trying to compare it and see, okay, what y'all talking about? What was y'all on? I think more doing it to get insight into us, which is
Mm.
interesting in and of itself. Because um, yeah, it's I
You
don't
know,
know.
you
I
know
don't
what's
know if
crazy?
it's just or if it's a generational thing. Like,
I
let's
think so. Like with my daughter, right? Um, when I have her on the weekends, sometime, and like I would try to I like watching old stuff. Like you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Anything like in
yeah,
the '80s, like it takes me back, whatever, right? So I'll
yeah,
put on like cartoons I grew up in the '90s,
yeah.
and she'll look at it and she'll be like, what is this? Like the
Mhm.
way it don't. it don't fit her brain. Like she be like, why does it look like that? Like, she be like,
Yeah,
She be like,
yeah,
She be like, nah. Like my cartoons look like this. Like it don't even
yeah,
right. Like, like she don't even make it. Like she don't even want to watch it. Like Alvin and Chipmunks and stuff.
yeah,
If it's not the 3D joint, the old one, she be like, I be like, yo,
yeah,
this is good. She not with it. She not with
yeah,
it.
It look musty, huh? It look like
And look,
it's
yeah, like she be like, why? She be like, what's wrong with, what's wrong with your TV?
yeah, yeah.
Ooh-wee.
But it's interesting, like, and while we're on like this subject and getting into like representation and whatnot, um, if you think about the cartoons we came up with, I feel like there were a lot more. I almost want to say they were a little bit more diverse in terms of,
Back in
like,
the
you
day,
think about Wayne Head, you think about what else was on, like, just um what's the uh Captain Planet, um
Captain Planet.
like, you look at the cast of characters and it's like, I look at the ones they watch today and I'm like, okay, there's a sprinkling, but it still seems like it's a lot of
Racism.
whitewashing,
Hmm.
even
It's interesting.
for the ones that are supposed to represent us. So um
It's
It's-
always gonna be like that. I think.
yeah, that's interesting. Like it seems the same to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
like, okay, you mentioned what you mentioned, Captain Planet, and what was the other one?
Wayne Head.
Yeah, I never got into Wayne Head, but I know what it is, right? Um, PJs, but that was more for like adults, for real, for real.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Baby's Kids.
That's for grown folk. You know what I'm
We
saying?
was
Like,
on
but
it
we
though.
was on it though. But yeah, that's Hollywood. That's that's a different thing. But as far as like cartoons, you know, yeah, I don't remember a lot of diversity in like the cartoons like that, for real, right? Unless it was something like on PBS or something like that where they was trying to do it
Mm.
like intentionally or whatever.
Specifically.
But
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so here's my question on the Little Mermaid, right?
Okay.
It's been a big fuss about the new Little Mermaid to begin
Yeah.
with,
She's
with
black.
them making making or casting
Area's
was
black.
it Haley
Yeah.
Bailey,
Yeah.
right? Case casting Haley
Hallie.
Bailey in the role of Ariel, right? Um and I think I even see um some people attaching, you know, that to the Cleopatra thing with Jada
Oh
Pinkett's
wow.
Cleopatra documentary and whatnot. And like, we've been complaining about whitewashing and the whitewashing of history and the lack of representation for a very, very long time, right? From the door. But it seems is a reversal now where people are complaining about so-called black washing, right? And uh saying that we are actually misappropriating and doing what we've been saying they've been doing, right? So, you know, um,
Mm.
so essentially they didn't like the fact that there was a black Ariel. They didn't like and it's like I don't know if you ever got into like the Hunger Games, right? Um
Oh yeah. That's official. That's official.
okay.
The first
So
one.
so
Yeah.
in the book in the book,
Little black girl. Little black girl.
right, Rue. Okay, so Rue she wasn't black in the book. right? But in the movie,
Man, black.
right, Rue was black, and angry white Twitter, went on a rampage about them making Rue black in the film, right? Like it was a deal breaker. It was an annoyance for him, right? So like I'm seeing a lot of the same energy.
Even
Um,
with Lord of the Rings, that somebody had done like
Oh, the new one. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, what happened?
Aragon.
Oh, they made
Um,
somebody black. I
mhm.
mean, like here's the thing, right? So they I think that it's interesting. That's number one, right? I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, I don't think that we need to be trying to force fit, right? To force ourselves
It's
into
identity politics, like
yeah, it is. It's a whole
through and
thing behind it. I
through.
mean, like, we was talking about Ariel. Okay, so they made Ariel black. The mamas ain't there, right? She's not in the film at all. And you
Mm.
were right. The father is European, right? Um,
But that's
he's
classic Disney. Like the
how
mama is always out the picture, like
how's it classic Disney? Is this thing not brought up?
because um
What we got going on
yeah,
here?
Oh, I thought that's my daughter.
Hold up, what's going on?
That's my daughter right there. That's what the great what's her name? Grace? I forget her
go
name. But
go Spider.
that
That's
thing
dope.
cost me like $50, man.
Oh yeah,
uh,
costumes.
I,
Ooh,
I say
they
I say
that's
she fresh though.
yeah, and I got her the Jordans, the dunks to go with it. She got
They
the
pink,
pink
they white and pink.
they're like black and pink and like a little bit of white.
Okay, 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 okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Yeah, boy, yeah. This is her in the summertime too. Like
Go
she ain't
ahead.
playing
Yeah,
around. That's the
yeah,
summertime. That thing is hot.
yeah,
Word.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's a I think we don't need to necessarily like force ourselves into their narratives, right? Now, you were saying that's identity politics. It's a lot. I say you say it's classic Disney. Okay.
Because
I don't remember them having like interracial families in like the old Disney stuff. Like
no, what I mean by classic Disney is that
Their
the
move.
mother is always like the mother, the Holy Ghost. The mother figure is not present. Like there's usually always
oh, she's
Mm.
problematic.
there's there'll be the father, there'll be the child,
Oh
and
wow.
the mother is not there. Like in
Oh, because even Cinderella is like a stepmother. It's
it's
not
always like that. Like
Oh,
those early
yeah, I didn't peep.
classic Disney movies, the mother
huh,
is
interesting.
not present.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
She's always dead or something. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, okay, okay.
But
So
go ahead.
yeah, no, go.
I was saying, all right. I don't. I agree, I don't like where they just plop us in there like that. But where you was going to where you said we shouldn't like fight to be at the table, whatever, whatever. Uh, my thing is it's not us doing it because we don't own the films. So like it ain't like we didn't say, "Hey, I'm gonna make a black Ariel." They're doing that. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
point. Yeah,
So
yeah,
even though
yeah,
like it's like we're being attacked or whatever, it's not even out this like it ain't us. We're
yeah.
being chosen. Like okay, yeah, let me pick you, whatever. But we ain't the one to say, you know what? I'm gonna make like that's not us. Not our decision. We don't own Disney.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
don't own whatever companies that's doing. Lord, we don't own Lord of the Rings. We don't own like we're not doing that. It's still so even though it looks like white folks are conceding or whatever, they're still in power. So the way I look at it like we're being spun. So like they look like they're giving you what you want, but they're taking away. It's they're doing whatever to do to keep them in power, and to think you that to make you think that you're having progression. But
Mm.
like I said, it's the same. It's really the same. It's just the same thing. Because like you said with the girl, okay, you got a black lead, whatever, but where did she come from? Where's her parents? Where like Lord of the Rings? Okay, you got the black like the black daughter. Like, how did she get? Where's her parents at? What? How
Mhm.
did this black person get? Like, you get the one. Is this like? It's still showing us and it's all we're always still in a minority perspective. It's
Mhm.
still 1 to 10, 2 to 10. Like, it ain't. All right, this is the black crew over it. Like Lord of the Rings. That would have been cool if they did it where it's like, okay, this part of the world it's a bunch of black orcs or black elves or
Mhm.
they live over here. But what they do is they just put one black elf in the middle of the like we still buy like individuals don't beat institutions. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense to have one person. So if you want to my idea, let's say if it was a Saga City and we had like if we reversed it, if it was like a whole black thing going on. I said, boom, it's about Kemet. You got Kemet, whatever, right? You got a black place, and then we want to introduce white cat. Say we do a partnership with Sony or Disney or whoever, and they're like, hey, come on, Banu Marie, we need some white people in here to. The way I would think about doing it, I was still, it's still got, I got to talk with y'all, but I would say we're gonna have to go to Europe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not just gonna just put just drop somebody in. Like, who where the hell he come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to we gotta go to Greece. We gotta go let's go you know what I'm saying? Like, not just like, and there's gonna be a bunch of them over there. Okay, look,
Mhm.
let's go to Persia or wherever the thing. Like, let's go. Like, not just put one. The Nasu had one white friend over here, and like, where the fuck he come from?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
what? Like, how do you like this? Like, that is to me is insulting.
Mm,
So I
mm.
feel like that's what's being done to us.
Oh yeah, it's poor storytelling, right? So okay, here's some of the things that have been, you know, kind of spoken around the film, the new little, the Little Mermaid, from some of the cinematography, if you will, and the setting and all of that. You know, people looking at still shots and they say, "Yo, one of the questions that was asked is this film about slavery? Like,
Mm.
is Ariel a slave in the joint?" And before we started, I actually posed the question to Marie, and she got stuttering a little bit, and she couldn't answer
What?
it. She couldn't answer it outright. You know what I'm
Never.
Are
saying?
you
Like,
serious?
Never.
Are
No.
you
No.
serious?
No. So I think they tried to provide uh, some more context. It looks like it took place in some Caribbean island
With white people?
in probably during the colonial period,
Oh,
because the
wow.
I don't know,
Colonial
it's
Jamaica.
like the people look like it's a predominantly African descended society, but you have, like, take for instance Prince Eric. His backstory is that um the queen, who is played by
Wait, underwater queen or on top of
the queen, his mother, Eric's mother.
like in
Um,
the water or on the land?
on the
yeah,
land.
on the land, on the land.
Oh, so it's
Um,
the queen. I didn't know that. I didn't know
yeah,
that.
there's no queen like Ariel. You don't know anything about her mama. Like, she just
Oh, that's Queen
yeah, she's
Elizabeth.
not there. She's not there.
No,
Um,
England
the
queen.
yeah, the Prince Eric's mother is uh she's I think her people are from Swaziland.
Oh, it's a
She's
black lady.
British. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Noma, I can't remember her last
so they're
name.
just mixing shit up.
She's like, she adopted Eric, right, in this story.
Wait a minute.
Her
The
that's
queen. Wait.
what they
Oh,
said.
wait. When you say queen,
Yeah.
black queen.
Yes.
I'm just looking at the IMDb. Yeah, it's a black woman as a
Yeah,
queen. So
she's
you
the
a
queen.
queen, not European queen, a black queen.
And it's interesting because they at least have. there's a conversation going on about um and almost like reverence
Oh.
for the sea people, right? Or for the sea
Mhm.
gods in a very African fashion. Like, we understand these are forces that you don't play with.
Oh wow.
And she's kind of saying at one point in the movie, um, the sea is coming back to claim our island. Like, they're taking back essentially what we took from them, right? They're taking their island back. Um,
Mm.
and that's very African. Like, we have conversations, that those kind of conversations. But um her son Eric he's all about, let's travel to other islands, other places, so that we don't get left in the dark. Let's learn more about these people, and wants to travel in the Caspian Sea and go over here and go over there. And
Mm.
so at the end of the movie, I that's kind of where they leave it. Like, his um marriage to Ariel in a way is like turning over a new leaf, so that they can move and kind of create like a United Nations type of uh I don't know, like a that's what they're on. They're trying to branch out and diversify their kingdom and have a more open conversation about differences.
Hmm. So the original one, did the original one have a queen on land?
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't remember. Like, and the other part is like the king, right? The king is deceased. So that was new. Like, her consort, her king is not there. Like, that was part of the dialogue. Like, he had died, or something like that. And Eric, I think they found from, like, he had been abandoned or something. Um
After the Haitian Revolution.
Oh wow.
His
no,
parents took off like,
he's making
sorry,
stuff
how
up.
you say you
He's making
gotta
stuff
leave
up.
the dead weight behind.
But it could have taken place. It could have taken place, in Haiti. It could have
These
taken place
Negroes
like
took the throne. We out of here. Gotta leave you behind, little buddy.
Oh my
it
goodness.
could have taken place any. Yeah, like I said, it's left to the interpretation of the
Yeah, it
Of course.
sounds
story.
it sounds mixed. It sounds mixed up. Like okay,
Yeah.
you got this little white boy with the black mother that's a queen. You got this black mermaid with the white father that's the king under the water. It's a whole Cosby Show episode.
Boy. Okay. I guess
Cosby,
so.
something else.
All right. So let me look at this right here. I'm going to IMDb. Just gonna scroll through a couple of things. I'm looking at the past and the present. So one thing I noticed. Um. Let me see. I bet this is the new.
That's something else too. While you're pulling that up, I
Okay.
thought it was interesting, like, to include that in the story, because I'm having my own little conversation about um that element. Like, you have a black queen adopting a a white little boy.
Hmm. In
And
that time period too. Does that make
right.
sense to you?
Um
These
Not
people,
that it didn't make sense, because I think that
they just
it
enslaved you,
added
and you say, "Hey, let me take care of you."
it added a certain element to the story. Like, I
Hmm.
think as a people, um
Look at Beta face.
we are very, very embracive.
That
And
is us.
Yo,
it's different, because I think, had it been the other way around, like, there are countless examples of them adopting us, but it turns into like a an arrangement where that black child is a fetish. And when it's the opposite way, you see, okay, there's nurturing of the individual. And
Like
in
Madonna.
the movie,
Madonna got to the kid.
I mean, in the movie, he's given he's given free reign to travel and be on his. He likes to uh go seafaring. He goes out and he travels, and he when he comes back, that's when his mama kind of tightens the rope on him, like, you got to stay, because he had an accident, like they had the ship capsized, and that kind of scares her to where she becomes like the protective mama, like, you ain't going nowhere, it's time for you to take your throne, you seat on the throne, your daddy dead, so let's focus on that now.
Oh,
whoa! So he's gonna make even that, so he's gonna make him the king.
Well, the dad was dead. Like,
wait,
talking about Prince Eric. Prince Eric, not
So
Eric.
the Black
No,
Queen.
no. I know who we talking about. So
Right.
let's just be clear. Let's be frank.
Okay.
Let's be frank.
Would I lose you?
Go ahead, Vayner.
She ain't the biological mother.
No.
We're assuming that the daddy ain't his real daddy then.
No, they adopted the little boy. They found him.
So
like he was abandoned.
Okay, so and she gonna give the
White
abandoned Oyimbo the
Yeah, they raised him as the prince. They
Right,
couldn't have
so
children.
hold on,
They
wait. So let
didn't have children.
me and there was no
Who wrote that?
viable African in the
No.
any damn way.
They
No,
didn't have children.
no, there were no viable Africans in the kingdom.
Yeah, it's like in the England kingdom, right? If it's Harry or Charles, or it's the uncle, it's somebody else in that family. That's
Meghan Markle.
She out.
How you say? Meghan Markle ain't get that treatment.
There you go.
You know, yo. So here's my thing, right? And let's be clear, like they never outright say that it's slavery time in the shit. So it's a fantasy type of
it's a fantasy time, but
but you know what I'm saying. But when you look at it, your mind has no choice but to go.
Anything before the Jackson 5 was invented is slavery time for Black people.
Yo, like okay, so
Motown existed, it's considered slavery when it comes to Europe. It's all slavery.
Interesting. That's interesting.
It's all slavery.
See, this is why I say, like, it's different.
Jim Crow
like,
was slavery.
That was a very nuanced thing they did by making a Black queen adopted, because that is something that is not far from our imagination.
Okay, so look, one of my favorite shows that did what you're talking about is The Flash, right? The new one, right? That's coming on CW. Which just had its series finale like last week or something like that. Mm-hmm. But you know, in the show The Flash, you know, I can't remember the guy's name, but he played on what's that show where they be singing? Is it Glee or one of them?
Oh yeah, he's a Broadway actor.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, the show is dope.
I first saw him on Disney.
But his family, mother and father, both dead. Right. His mother killed when he was a shorty, and his father goes to jail for her murder, even though he wasn't the one that did it. Right. So
it's funny that you brought him up, because I first saw him on a Disney movie called The Color of Friendship about apartheid South Africa. So
it's interesting. Okay, interesting. Right. Anyway, in the joint, his neighbors, right, which is a black man, which who is also a cop, adopts him and raises him, right, and he ends up growing up marrying the cop's daughter, right, who he grew up with. Right, and so you know you got that whole thing, but you look at the way that the father in the joint, Joe, right,
Joe,
like he's depicted very, he's a very offset type of father, very nurturing and sensitive and empathetic and compassionate with a strong moral compass, and like he like, you know what I'm saying, like the way that they depict him um as like the like a moral compass and a sage guy type that is responsible for giving anything that is you know like positive or wise in Barry, who's the Flash. Basically, like Joe is considered to be like a major reason for it, right, in the thing. So it's definitely a very common thing right now in the film, in the story, and it's all about promoting the multiculturalism and blended families, and what I'm saying, and all of these things, that they feel as though the way that society and world culture needs to go, right? Whatever, right? So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, because I could tell you was really into the story.
I
You
mean,
was
look, when once upon a time when I was this big, that was my favorite
Oh wow.
Disney movie. Now
I
we
was
didn't
I
like
was Lion King. I
my
was
favorite princess movie. I'll say that my favorite
oh
princess
okay.
because we didn't have the options that they do now. Not to say that those options are not without their issues,
Of course.
but you're brought up as a little girl thinking every little girl is a princess,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we had. Now I think it's interesting. I had a conversation with our girls, like the focus now as far as princess movies goes by Disney seem to be a little bit more about um daring to pursue your dreams, and it's a little bit more less focus on you getting your prince, more focus on um
Mm.
developing a healthy relationship with your head and your heart. So I feel like that's
Yeah.
that's
you
good.
like that shit. I already know you like that
That's
shit.
good.
So look. So here's the thing, right? So I'm for all of that. So here's my thing though, right?
He's a boy.
They making a fuss, which definitely has the potential to poison the well, or taint the experience for folk, for our folk and for our shorties and whatnot, who may not understand why they may be catching some bad vibes or whatever from this whole thing, right? So I'm like, going back to the original point, like we don't need to be inserted into their narratives and things of that nature. Um, but again, like you said, that's not us that's doing it. However,
Uh,
we are consuming it, right? And we are feeling experiencing the backlash as a result of it. So, it's like, okay, where are our stories, right? Because they didn't invent mermaids. Mermaids, you and I, we talked about it.
that's what.
Mermaids is
Yeah,
a
I want to get you. Yeah.
culture,
So let me
right?
ask you that, Beno.
Huh?
Do we? That's I got. Let me see the question on the agenda. How did I write it out? Here we go. Mermaids. Oh, do black people have historical mermaid stories?
Yes, yes, numerous. The first, right? And it's it's kind of like, mermaids is not anything new. It's something very, very old, and it's a culture in the sense. And when I say culture, what I mean by that is like there is a entire population of people or demographic of people that are very big into mermaids. Like
Mhm.
they identify with mermaids, right? Like they're
You think it's big as vampires?
It's definitely
And zombies.
on the level. It's comparable to vampires, right? Vampires is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially down here in New Orleans, with the vampire tours, and you got people that identify with vampires, and they
Anne
really,
Rice was from New Orleans.
yeah, yeah. So
Suki.
you know what I'm saying?
True
True
Blood.
blood and all of that, right? So
I used to
it's
watch
a
True Blood. I ain't gonna lie. I used to watch.
yeah, I couldn't get it to it. I couldn't
You
get
get
it to
it?
it.
That was
No,
my
no, no.
joint. That was my joint. Though. I ain't gonna lie.
Once I
That was
heard
my joint.
buddy Suki.
That was
Once
my
I
joint.
once I heard Suki. You know what I'm saying? Like they got this wazi, you know what I'm saying? This European with this, with this
They look like they was
black
from
you know what I'm saying?
New
It's
Orleans.
weird. It was just weird. It was just weird to me. It was weird. I couldn't get into it. But anyway, he the girl named Silky. All right, so I say the mermaids, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so where
Give us some. Give us some. Yeah. Break some.
we got
some up.
Mommy Water in West Africa, right?
What era is this? What time frame of civilization? What's going on around this time that was created? Or
I mean, Mommy Water is old, right? You know what I mean? So like this is pre colonial, pre slavery. You know what I'm saying?
it's not Kemetic time, right?
Well, no. This is not as old as Kemet. But if we go back to Kemet, you have Osset, and specifically there's a form of Osset that's called Hot Mehit, right? Hot Mehit, right? And for folk who don't know who Osset is, that's the deity or goddess that the Greeks refer to as Isis, right? So if you've heard of Isis, that's Osset, right? So Osset has a form called Hot Mehit, right? Foremost of the fish or the first fish, right? And she's a deity of motherhood, fertility, and childbirth.
Is there a
You know
picture
what
of
I mean?
that?
Huh?
Is there like a? Does she have a like a scribe? I don't say scribe, but like in the metal nature, is it like a form or any kind of symbols that they
Yeah, yeah. Let's see if I don't know. Can I share screens on it?
You could probably send a link to the comment, and then I could probably pull it up.
Okay.
Let me
Oh,
see. So you said Mami Wata, that was during like what, like the Mali Empire time or
probably a little bit before that.
okay.
But you got Yemoja, which is definitely before that. I say Yemoja with the Yoruba. Her name, Ye, her name is Yeye Omo Eja, right? Which is the mother whose children are fish, right? Yemoja, right? Or some people say
Are these
Yemoya.
stories or people, these things, are they like the same entity that's being translated through time?
I
Or are they
say,
like is it
that's
a
the
little bit
way that
like an
that's the way
overlap?
that it should be understood. A lot of these are like the same deities or archetypes, and they govern the same things. Like Osset, Hot Mehit, Yemoja, Mami Water. All of them are creative. All of them deal with fertility, motherhood, and childbirth. You know what I mean? Like when I say the whole notion of when people have dreams about fish, especially
Mm.
women and older black women have dreams about fish, and they say somebody's pregnant, right? Anywhere I go, and I ask the question, what does it mean when you dream about fish? The answer is universal, the same amongst black women. Somebody's pregnant, right? And
That's how my
these
aunt found out I was gonna be a teen parent.
That's
wow.
how
I
my
told
mama
one
found
person in
out.
my family.
Huh?
Yeah, that's how my mama found out that one of the
I,
girls.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Huh?
told one person in my family. That's all I had to do. that thing went,
Mhm.
You see there? Like,
that thing went through the whole family. Like, you know that one,
yo,
you know that one.
yo, like let's see, that's a serious thing in our culture and amongst our people. Like, and yo, like where does this connection between fish and children come from, or fish and pregnancy come from? It's from these mermaid deities,
Mm.
right? That are associated with fertility, motherhood, and childbirth. Right. So
Mm.
even from North Africa dealing with Kemet, West Africa with Yemonja and Mami Wata, even into Southern Africa, you got a lot of mermaid goddesses, right? In South Africa and in Zulu mythology, right? Or
Mm.
Zulu cosmology, right? And so this is a very, very big thing
Mm.
in traditional African cosmology, mythology, traditional spiritual systems, etc. So on. So like we have our stories, our narratives that we absolutely can draw from, right? And tell our own stories our way, and it won't be taken as misrepresentation or misappropriation or blackwashing or any of the other dumb shit that they want to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy stuff. Let me ask you a question.
Oh,
Since
wow.
since we acknowledge that, should we create some of those stories in our universe?
I mean, I say that I say that's without that's
Because we got the
without
like Saga City, for the people who don't know, is we're starting in Kemet, but we're building. If you would, I don't want to give away too much, whatever, but we're building a universe. It's a whole. A lot of the stories are gonna. It's like a big timeline. It's like in Star Wars, where you could go 100 years in the or 1,000 years in the forward, 1,000 years backwards. So we're gonna have multiple series of stuff, but it's all one connection. So we're gonna go present day, we ain't go ancient times, we ain't go way back. We're gonna so on this timeline, this saga is a whole crazy timeline. Is there room for a mommy water or any of the like? Where would it fit?
absolutely.
What are you thinking? What do you guys think about that?
I say you want to go first? Is there room for Mommy Watts' story in the Saga City Chronicles?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
without a doubt. Without a doubt. Because, when we follow the thread, right, when we follow the bloodlines, right, throughout the continent and throughout the diaspora, these stories are going to, that bloodline, that thread is going to take us into these places where these stories have taken on these various forms,
Okay.
right? And so absolutely, we'll find ourselves, writing about Yemoja, writing about Mami Wata, right? Um, you
Yes.
know, going into Haiti and writing about Urzuli, right? You know what I mean? Like this is definitely a it's something that we're going to definitely tap into as we tell the numerous stories. It's so much that our culture and our tradition and our history is so rich that we don't need the
Yeah.
offering that they're making,
The
that they're
crumbs.
presenting. But here's the thing though, right? It's like they're doing it in a way because folk gotta understand the importance of culture and the importance of art as it pertains to curating culture, right?
Mm.
A lot of time we think that culture curates art, art curates culture.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And the artists have to understand the power that they hold in curating, crafting, and creating culture,
Mm-hmm.
right? And kind of dictating the direction that culture takes, right? And this is why uh the movies, the music, the television, everything converges with the politic of the time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If they want to get the politic and the political attitude and the social, they want to create a new normal,
yeah,
right? They going to have to work in conjunction with the artists.
absolutely. It's the
You know what I
vehicle.
mean?
Yeah,
or in
absolutely.
sports culture.
Let
Yeah.
me read this Mommy Walter real
There was
quick right
something
here.
too
You,
that
you
I
can see it on the
wanted to
screen?
bring up at some point.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
can see it?
yeah, yeah. We can see it
All right,
here.
right here. Mommy Walter, Water Mother, or La Serene, is a water spirit venerated in West, Central, and Southern, basically Black Africa. I hate when people separate Africa like that, but whatever. Okay, African diaspora. Okay, in the Americas, mommy water spirits are usually female, but sometimes male. That sounds kind of funny to me. I'm not really familiar with that. African sailors recognized the iconography of the water deity Mama Water in the 1880s. Whew, 100 years before we was born. This is a poster by the Adolf Friedlander Company in Hamburg. I think that's Germany. Um, okay, let's see. Venerated West Africa, Vodun, Haitian Voodoo, folk Catholicism. I guess it's Black Catholic, whatever.
Mhm.
Yoruba religion, Louisiana voodoo. It's funny how they separate these. Okay, I guess I guess in Haiti there's a version, and Louisiana you guys got a version, and then there's OD Nani. Never heard that before. Let me see.
What do you say that?
Odina, Odinani.
Yeah, that's the
Igbo. Yeah,
Igbo.
Nigeria. That's my people's
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
that's the Igbo tradition.
Okay, so it's the water. Here we go. Okay, patronage, water, the sea, mermaids, the moon, divination, money. Okay, music. So some of these sculptures they have it with a snake. Um, of course, like she's a black woman with hair, woolly hair. She has legs in this sculpture right here, but this is like a new sculpture from like 1950s. I'm not sure if it's 1950s, but okay, okay. So that's mommy.
Yeah,
Well,
how you say you wanna see goggle her image. You know what I'm saying? Like goggle mommy Walter, and you'll see a lot of more of the depictions and
oh
whatnot.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah.
No, how you say? Okay, MAMI WATI. Oh, WATA. Pardon me.
Or just
Right there. There you go.
The Starbucks logo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that. Yeah, they took that from They say Greece, but I'm pretty sure Greece took it from us. That's how it usually kind of goes, or something like the original Starbucks logo, right?
Mm. But you see there?
Oh yeah, look at her hair. Here we go. Look at wow. What's this right here? Yep, this ancient sculpture right here. Look at that. Yep, look at we got like stop playing with us. Look at wow. Here's another joint right here. Mommy water with the fit. Hell yeah! Like stop playing with us. What I like about this right here, these are real sculptures dated in a long time ago before Little Mermaid was created. So it's not like just a book or or whatever. This is you could tell like this is old. Okay, okay, official, official tissue. Bet, bet.
Yeah,
Get rid of
we got
this.
it. You was about to say something.
Yeah, you what? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I had to look and see
So
what the
yeah.
time frame.
So Little Mermaid takes place during the
Mid 1800s.
Okay. I was gonna ask.
But it was something to the most important one of my most important takeaways um and it's a
Slavery time.
conversation
Shadow slavery time.
yeah
Shadow.
conversation I had to have with our girls, like the story when you think about, especially for people of African descent, like we don't exist by ourselves. We don't exist as individuals. So it was really important what you were saying about like where is this person coming from? Where they mama and daddy at? Like whose man's is this? Who woman is this? Who can vouch for them? That is serious.
I hate that.
And you have in this story, she's going off on her own, like in a craving more, a quest to move away from her family. That's what kind of drives her to where she then sees Eric.
Mm.
And in order to get with him, she makes a deal, a pact with uh, a witch,
In which
and she gives up her power, which
Woo!
is her voice. So
Whitney Houston. No, I'm joking.
I mean, it could be anybody. It could be anybody because it's deep, right?
For the
Lin Manuel Miranda was one of the writers on here, one
they
of the
love him. They love.
songwriters,
Oh, the
and
song. Yeah, he writes the songs a lot. Yeah.
mhm,
A
and
white
he's
Hispanic.
he's really been about uh trying to trying to diversify Disney, right? Um,
For
he
him, he he's a white Hispanic. We had an issue. We had a thing on him before. Where he's Dominican. I think he's Puerto Rican. I forgot.
Puerto Rican.
He's Puerto
Hmm.
Rican, right?
Hmm.
He did the story. He redid the movie called The Heights, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
lived in the Heights for a little bit. My baby mom's from the well, she's from Harlem, but her grandma's from the Heights, and my friend, shout out to my friend Frank. He has a club in the Heights. He's Dominican, blacker than everybody in this room, and he identified as being black. He's like
Hmm.
my cousin, who's Puerto Rican. If you ever been to the Heights, and then look at Vader, look at Vader, Vader's like, Vader's like he's a half Puerto, he's a half black.
Yeah,
Like
you
black
sure?
is a race. Okay,
Is he sure?
Lord.
Is he
he do
sure?
the podcast. I'm gonna bring him more. Him and his brother. They're gonna talk about it because like they're very interesting. They're Dominican. Well, his mom is Dominican. His dad is Puerto Rican, but he's even blacker, more dark, but more blacker than his mom. So they like there are black people in these places. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? And they know they come from that kind of thing.
Hmm.
That's what they are. Um, but if you've been to the point is if you've been to the Heights, like if you're gonna that's Dominican land. If you're gonna put a bunch of white Hispanics, white Latinos, cool. A lot like most Puerto Ricans are more whiter from
Hmm.
at least where I'm at, where we live at, whatever. There are black, that's a race. It's black and white versions of everything, whatever, for the most part. But Puerto Ricans, there's a large influx of Germans and through their history, they're more, you could say, generally whiter, even though Roberto Clemente, Taco Calderon, they're black versions. But Dominicans, that like if you know like
Right there by Haiti.
yeah,
Different Indian language.
it's like you got only white one like it's like a super insult. It's like that's you chose the wrong island like it was saying to make them all white like and with that movie he did that and he got a lot of backlash.
Mm.
It was all white his Dominican. It's like don't go to the Heights with like you gotta go to Cuba or something like, even though there's a lot of black Cubans too but just that's the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
wrong place to do it. Like you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of flack for that, whatever.
No,
But
I remember reading about it. I remember reading about
yeah,
it.
it's like you Dominicans. That's like going to Harlem and be like, yeah, everybody is white. Like there are some white people here, but we in Harlem, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? We like you know what I'm saying? So that kind of thing. But so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even yeah,
he
even
co that's the thing we gotta worry about too. He's a like he's down enough because he's not one of them. So he gets into the culture, he raps, and he gets to absorb out this, but then like, you gotta be slick, you gotta be
I get it
very
in politics.
you gotta be very when it comes to the Latino thing because it's like I said, it's not an either or thing. It's very like, and some of them have their mindset could be over there. Some of them are over here. Some of them be more pro black, and you be like, bro, you white as hell. Like, but you might. So it's a very like individual. Like you gotta be. It's very. You know what I'm saying? It could get very crazy. Zoe Saldana, Latino. You know what I'm saying? The every Marvel movie out. What's the Avatar? Um,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. She's
Mhm.
black, but I don't, I don't know. And maybe her mind, I don't know. I think she identified. I don't know, but maybe her politics aren't. So that's like it's a whole. It's like it's all it's all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
Got
Yeah.
we the black delegation would like to trade them all for Paul Wall.
Paul Wall. No, I would trade him for
Anyway,
no, what's the other
um,
dude? What's the dude from Paula Walker? He was dating Paula Walker.
Hmm?
What's the dude from Blurred Lines with Pharrell?
Robert Dick.
That's the guy who you gonna trade for.
You gonna trade him for
oh
Robert Dick?
Lord, no, y'all so
Robert Dick went on Drink Champs smoking, saying he's trying to be black since he said his family been trying to be black for 3 generations. He's the
uh-uh.
only white one who actually admits it. Like I'm doing black meat. Like he's the only one. Justin Timberlake, Adele. Well, Adele kind of Adele making a run for it. Adele making a little run for it. You don't think so?
Child, child.
She
Run
didn't
for what?
dated for the black vote. She's trying to be down. She date like everybody who she date nothing but black dudes.
Paul Wall, baby. Switch the house, baby.
Oh, Paul Wall. I thought you meant the dude from Fast and Furious.
No,
Talking about
Paul
Paul
Wall.
Wall. Oh
Oh
no,
Lord.
Paul Wall. Black. Yeah. I'm actually buying a grill from him and his boy TV Johnny. I got a video with me and my daughter a few years ago. I got the grill set, the mold. I never finished it, but we was gonna get like matching grills and stuff from them. So yeah, now I think he's still married, right? He's still married.
Yeah, yeah. As far as I know, as far as I know, as I'm saying,
Nah,
yeah,
Paul Wall official.
we the black delegation would like to trade them all for Paul Wall. You heard me?
Anyway, anyway. So I
Yeah,
had
let's get
brought
back to
up
it.
uh Lin-Manuel Miranda and him having a writing role on this because after Ariel makes the deal with Ursula and she gets legs, when she goes on land, she sings a song that is not in the original movie, right? They
Okay.
took it from the waltz that was in the original, the tune, the melody of it. But the lyrics is one of the deepest songs in that movie.
Okay. He's
Um,
a writer. He's a writer. He did
and you
Hamilton.
can,
He writes.
so I mean, it could, if you pull up the lyrics, like they could very well speak to um Hallie as a singer and being in Disney. It could very well be about black folk and trying to get a seat at the table, and what do you wager in your
Mm.
trying to do that? Like, what are you giving up?
Sorcery.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you can read the lyrics.
I'm trying to see what song is it
Work your
It's
spell on
called
me.
For the First Time.
Work your
for
spell
the
on me.
first time.
Keep it.
Oh, this is the original one. Hold
I'll
on.
be doing this.
First
I'm gonna
time.
look for
Yeah, first time Little Mermaid.
first time. Okay, hold on. Little Mermaid. First time. Alan Menken. Okay. What did
Hmm.
the first time? It's not showing me. Hold on. Little Mermaid's New Grooves, Haley Berry. I get confused with that. I can't. Where is? I gotta find it. But okay, but while I'm finding it, let me check this out. Now we're gonna confirm this for the people at home. We were talking about the time period for this Little Mermaid, right? So let's
Hmm.
look at this right here. Well, that's the IMBD for that, but we're gonna remove that. we're gonna show. Hold on. I'm gonna prove to you the time period is slavery time for the Little Mermaid. Where okay, so let's go right here. One of the writers, IMBD. Okay, look right here. Here we go. Just to double check. It's showing. All right, look. So writers: David McGee, that's president.
Mhm.
John Musker. There's this guy right here, Hans Christian Andersen. He is the original person who this whole story is based off of. So I'm gonna show you right here his um little information on the dude, and it shows you when he lived. Here we go. Hans Christian Andersen, April 1805, died August 4th, 1875. So this dude died less than 10 years after the Civil War. All right, so people were enslaved like his whole life. He wrote this play this that this Disney story is based off of,
Mm.
right? So blah blah was a Danish author, although prolific writer of
Fairy tale.
plays, travelogues, novels, and poems, and remembered for his literary fairy tales. He is the one. Let's go through some of his stuff that people know for. Okay, his most famous fairy tales include The Emperor's New Clothes, The
Mm.
Little Mermaid, The Nightingale, The Steadfast Tin Soldier, The Red Shoes, The Princess and the Pea, The Snow Queen, The Ugly Duckling. We all use that term before. The Little Match Girl and Thumbelina. This dude, he lived in the middle of child. Well, not the middle. Say the end of it. The end of like. So for us to say, let's speculate. With yes, in the first Disney movie, we didn't know that Little Mermaid was going on through slave. We had no idea about that.
Because we
All
wasn't in it.
huh?
Because we wasn't in it.
Yeah,
Well, there
that's,
was that line, the
that's a
blackfish is
fact.
staying in there.
That's
It
a
was
fact.
blackfish in the Little Mermaid.
No,
No.
no,
What?
no, no.
And look, so that's 100. Like, so every fairy tale he wrote, all them joints had because he lived in that's the time he lived in. He knew nothing else but slavery. He did like that. That was where he lived. That's where he lived in. But when he died, how old was he? Let me see. Um, let me see.
70.
70. Okay, so 60 some odd years of his life. That's where when he's writing those plays. That's he probably had a nigga ink in his pen for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? What did he's from he said Danish. Is that that's
Didn't know.
not the Congo. They ain't do the Congo, right?
Ah, a
Or
lot of those
Zaire at
like
the time. Danish.
Dutch
Dutch,
islands.
right? That's
Um,
the Dutch. The Dutch did the Congo, right? Isn't that Leopold and all that?
ah, at some period, I think so. Not sure.
Oh, Danish is okay. Northern Germany. Let me just get Northern Germany. Uh, so I guess it's German. Well, whatever. We'll get into the details of that stuff later. But all right, so that's what that was. So he's one of the writers. So basically, like he's a writer because they sampled. Basically, Disney sampled his work. Like you know what I'm saying. So this is an old fairy
Mm.
tale. That's all this is, right? And the cool thing, I mean, not the cool thing, but what we could take away from that is we have old fairy tales too. You see what I'm saying? So like that's all they're doing. So this is why like Saga City, this is what this podcast is about right here. Is like let's take a deep dive on what's going on. Let's pull from it. Because we're studying Disney right now. All they did was see some old fairy tales for some guy who died a long time ago. This dude died a long time ago. 18, you know what I'm saying? And they
And it
took
was
it and made
Belgium.
that's
Belgium.
Belgium?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Danish is in Belgium.
No, Belgium colonized
Oh,
Congo.
Congo. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So yeah. So
Leopold.
Leopold. Yeah.
Right.
Leopold. The hands and all that. Way worse than Adolf
Why
Hitler.
are you eating?
Keep it 100.
Okay.
Cause
Um,
I like my watermelon with black seeds. No bam.
facts. Now watermelon's the best. I had some today too. Didn't have the black seed. It was like half and half. I don't know how to do that, but anyway,
Yo, I had a yellow watermelon
I
up there
never
in New
tasted.
York.
I never tasted that one. I see it all the time. I see it all. Yeah, I never
Yeah,
had that.
I had it in Harlem. I've never
Yeah.
seen it nowhere else. I don't think.
Oh, well, in Harlem they lied to us. We see it all the time. They sell it for more money, saying it's some down south shit. So we think it's coming from where you from, but you saying you never seen it. So it makes it's a nigga in the back. This they gas us so yo, it's that down south shit. This is what we were like, word, yeah,
Exotic imports,
yeah.
Southern classic. You heard me?
They lied to us. You know what I'm saying? They be gas. We be like, word, the yellow joint. They nigga pour Kool-Aid joint. Oh man. But yeah, so this I think a lesson we could take from Disney is kind of what we doing to a degree with Saga. Like they just taking those fairy tales, just like story. Like why can't we do the same thing and make billions of dollars? You know what I'm saying? And keep recreating. Like who own? Like I guess after a certain year, there's no copyright or whatever the case is.
What's
So
that?
they could just take his work, or maybe he has an estate. I don't know how. Maybe I don't know. He's probably famous for having an estate. But after 100 years, it's like it's pretty much
Ain't
you
no
can do
telling.
whatever
They
you.
might have bought the rights to it, or could be what do you call it? Creative, was public
Yeah.
domain.
After a certain time, you could just do like nobody owns Thor. Like nobody own like you know what I'm saying. You could just Greek mythology. You could just take those
Yeah,
because
Thor is like you can't. Can
you know
we
what I'm saying?
own like a, a deity?
Yeah, like once it's over, the copyright law I think only lasts for like 75 years after the person dies or whatever it is it's originated. So after that, anybody could use it. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the case? Because they're so trying to sue Jada over Cleopatra.
That has nothing to do with they're trying to do some other they're not talking about the character. They're talking about like the some historical like it's
How can they do any of that? You know what I'm saying?
one, it's not in America. They just want they this is I'm talking about American law. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So clearly in America it doesn't fly. They're suing them on some other like cultural thing about it has you know what I'm saying? Like they don't own like they're not even yeah, like that's a whole nother they're not even they're not even part of Cleopatra. Like it was
Uh-oh.
like you know like that if Cleopatra was Greek and you Arab or whatever, Arab, African.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's another thing. That's next month we get into that. Let's go back to the Disney joint. But yeah, so they're just taking old stories. That was it. That was a big one. That was a big one, Cleopatra. Um oh yeah, back to
Hands off Daoud.
that's Daoud.
Look, I already see my billboard poster. Hands off Daoud.
I'm claiming I'm one of them. I'm like, yo, I'm one of y'all. You know what I'm
You
saying?
better use that name. You know what I'm saying? Daoud. Grow your beard and shit out. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I got out of jail last time. He asked me, he said, "You Muslim?" Yes. Yeah. Yes. Nam.
No.
Nam shukram. Yes.
Yes.
Nam shukram. I need to go home. Thank you. The dude said, he said, yo, he said, espionage. What? The fuck does that mean, nigga? Espionage? What the fuck does that mean? Yes. You got he said, espionage. You get hung for this shit. I said, what?
Yo.
I said, keep the drone. I don't want it. I don't want the drone no more. Beno, keep the drone. It was only $2,000. You could keep it. I don't want it. They trying to arrest me. They trying to arrest me.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I would have thought about that. I would have thought about the bread I spent on that for like a split second. It wouldn't have been just. I say you fought a little bit, and then when he said that word, it was like,
Yeah. I fought at the beginning,
it's nothing.
and then there's like it kept getting worse and worse. I'm like, are y'all niggas serious? They kept walking me to a different room. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, y'all tripping right now. I'm like, nah. Nigga. I was like, y'all tripping right now, B.
Yo.
First, I was doing dumb shit. I'm recording the nigga talking shit. And after a while, I was like, yeah, maybe I should have done that. Ain't none of these niggas on my side. I was like, yeah. That was a weird situation. And then when I left, remember the dude we met at the Hatshepsut, at the temple Hatshepsut? Some black dude was like, yo, take it easy. I was like, who the fuck? Like, this nigga following you? Then we went.
I remember, dude.
I was like, that was the weirdest. Like, how you find me in this country? Like, outside, like that was weird as hell.
Yeah, my God, paranoid.
Yeah, I was just like, it was tell me about the story
You know
later.
what's going on?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. So look. So
Okay.
when he brought his drone camera over there against my advice, of course, but he brought it over there
They
and
hemmed you up.
they
They
hemmed him up. They hit him up like actually accused him of basically saying you're a spy and like you can either leave the drone with us or you can be tried as a
Oh, you can have it. You can have it. No. Not me, Shawty. I'm beautiful. No.
The first time I went to Kemet, I got away with it because the suitcase I had, I put in the plane. So it was underneath the plane the whole time when I traveled. I bought this fancy book bag that holds my cameras. So every time we traveled, it went through they was checking my bag every time.
Yeah.
And I got caught like the second or third time. Like a few times I got through. I was like, you know what I'm saying? But I had like all kind of cameras and wires, and so they're looking extra and
No.
yeah, I didn't really know it was that serious like that, but it was clearly serious to them.
fuck around and
But,
find out.
So how do they do? Like we gotta research. Like
You can't bring a
teams and
drone.
stuff.
Yeah, you can't bring a drone over there at all.
Mm.
It requires like the highest level of clearance and licenses and.
But even when I researched on YouTube a little bit, even people who was doing movies and certain things, they had issues too. Like they would pay for like those things you're saying and still run into like some of them.
It's a person to person type of thing because they're gonna try to get some bread on a personal level.
That's what that's what it was the first time with me too. They asked me, it was like, do you have the permit? I was like, the permit? What the fuck is the permit? The aerial permit. I should have said how much. I was like, I think I said yeah. And then they went walking around, it was like, okay. And then I think I said yeah. And then they kind of just went around and came back with another story. I was like, you didn't want to check it? Like they were just like, I was like, then it was like, we gotta go see something. We gotta ask somebody else. Then it was like, all right, look, we're gonna hold it for you. And when you get back, when you leave, you can take it. At first, I was like resisting that. Then I was like, cool. No, after it's holding me, I'm like, you know what? I have no problem with that. Put it in the locker, and when no problem. then that was out the window. It was like I said, each person, it was a whole different. I was like, I spoke to like 4 or 5 different people. The guy had a sheet. He had to get a signature from like each commander. Like, so he's walking me to each person to kind of, and their story is different. They have each of them has their own law. Like, you know what I'm saying? Each person was like, okay, is he? Yeah, he's black. Okay, he's that. Okay, is he Muslim? Damn. They cool. Like it was like this drink. Like in a room. I feel like it was that kind of talk. You know what I'm saying? And then it kept like, all right, we gotta go to this next guy. Next guy. I'm like, it kept. And the last person, he was like, you made it past the 4 levels.
Like y'all taking sovereignty on a whole nother level. Like
but we're keeping your shit. I said, keep it. At that point, I was like, keep it. So I don't know what it was. A shakedown. It was just like I was just tired at that point. I'm like, let me just go and play. What word? Yeah, all right. So
then they put a dude on him to follow him around the country.
Yo, as soon as I got in the air joint, it was like, what did the dude say? He was like, dude, out of nowhere, he was in the section where I was flying to, Aswan. And then he was like, he just spoke to me like out of nowhere. Like I'm walking by, like imagine in the airport, and dude be like, yo, keep your head up, bro. Like some shit like that. Like, who the fuck are you? Like I don't know you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't abnormal because people, he's like, but it was like after I went through all that,
like, yo, take it easy. He's over there, take it easy. It'll be easy.
Oh my god!
Like,
No.
You gotta relax.
No,
you gotta relax.
So that happened. So I kind of played it cool, and I kept walking past where I'm supposed to sit because I'm kind of paranoid. So I'm like, I'm trying to give myself to think. So I'm walking. Yeah, I'm walking straight, even though I'm supposed to sit where they at. I'm supposed to sit exactly where he at. So I kept walking like, hold on, what the fuck was that? So I go to the end, then it was the stop. It was no more to go. It was like an elevator going down. It's like I go down, I come back up. I'm thinking, I'm like, what the fuck? Like what? I'm thinking like, should I leave? Should I like? And after I get some, I'm chilling. I'm like, what time is the flight? Shit, like 30 minutes. Walk back and sit down. He in the same section. Just start talking and shit. And I'm like, let me read this nigga. Let me see if it's. Did he seem cool? I'm like, all right. I'm like, where you from? Like, where you from? And it was like California. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, did you see me? Maybe we see me what I went through. I'm not sure what it was. I'm like, did he see the whole like? It was like where? So I get on a plane. I was in first class, of course. You know what I'm saying? Egypt Airline. Shout out to my baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? Got me in court. I think it was in first class. Then we get to Osman. Then I think Hatshepsut is in Luxor, right?
Yeah, we saw him. We saw him at Hatshepsut Temple.
So look, I think he flew to Aswan. Yeah, we both flew to Aswan. I go to Aswan for a few days, go to different islands and this and that. Take a road trip to Luxor, dope road trip. We go to the temple, see Hatshepsut. This nigga at the temple. The same nigga I'm talking about. I'm like, that's like literally going from like, hold on.
Look, they heard you talking. They coming for you. They coming. They killed him. They coming for you.
Like this. The windows getting shot out.
You talking about hands off Dahu?
Hands off Dahu.
No.
That's literally like, if people don't understand at home, that's like me flying from like North Carolina or Virginia to like Florida, and then taking a road trip to like Alabama and seeing a dude like
And running into the same.
like, this is from the top of the country. I go to the bottom of the country. I drive to the middle of the country, and he's there. Not just there, the same place, the same time. The same, like, I'm like, hey, no, like, bro, come, like, yo, what the heck, like, how?
it's only scary because of the initial experience that he had.
Yeah. Yes.
Buddy was on the tour, so it's like if the boats leave at the same time, this, that,
Oh,
the
yeah,
third,
yeah.
you know
You
what I'm
got a
saying?
point. You got a point. You got a point.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
meet somebody at the top of the country, not the city, the country. You take a flight to the bottom of the country, Florida. Then you drive to the middle of the country, and he's there in the same building. like, like, what the hell? That's crazy.
Take it easy.
Espionage, my ass.
That's being nice.
Espionage. That was espionage.
Whew.
All right, let's get back. Let's finish this. So we talked about the star movie, the sales, backlash. Okay, I want to compare today's story versus the original. I want you look at. I got this. The cast. Let's look at today's cast. Right. Where we at? Where we at? Oh, here we go. Okay. Boom. So this is the top cast. Haley Bailey, right? That's Ariel. Of course, she's black now. Ursula, okay, white woman, whatever. The Queen. Wow. So we got two black people. Okay. We got Eric, of course, whatever. King Triton, okay. Sir Grimsley, whatever, okay. Flounder, okay. Yeah, we all know the fish, okay. Sebastian. Who is Sebastian? The crab?
Yeah, the crab.
Okay, black guy. Okay. Now, oh, we got a East Asian. I'm assuming. Lashana. I'm assuming that's a sister. That's
She was one of
the three sisters or something like that.
work. No, she was one of the workers in the palace. Or
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 so far. Oh, Indira. Who's this?
She was one of the sisters.
Another one too. Okay.
One of the sisters of Ariel. Mhm.
Oh, oh, wow. Was this sisters in the first one?
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, they were. Oh,
'Cause
okay.
remember when they had like the little singing
Yeah, yeah.
thing? Was it
1,
different?
2, 3, 4. Okay, so we got 5. Now look, check this out. So we got 5 black people. This is the original right here.
And then they did have a cameo of the original Little Mermaid, like the woman who made the voice
Oh,
of her
who
originally,
sung it? Yeah,
and Sebastian, the one who made the voice of him originally.
the black. Yeah. Now look, this is what I wanted to point out too. Right here, here to do again. Hans Christian. That's the guy who the original story. In
Mhm.
perpetuity, he will be named as a writer. Okay. Now let's look at the cast. Sebastian, the voice.
He
This
was
the
in
dude.
it.
Samuel Wright. Now that's one black guy. Okay. Ariel, the voice. This and she sung and all that. She should have had some. She should have had an album out, but I guess not. Okay, we got the voice of Renee. Is that a dude? Renee's a dude or a girl? Like a
In
like a French name, Renee.
trying to think in the
We
I
got
don't remember him in the old. I
Ursula.
have to watch it over.
These pictures look old too. Like they got black and white pictures. God damn, this is in the 80s, man. Like what the heck?
Mm.
Mhm.
We got Flotsam. Okay, we got Patty. Okay, Eddie. Okay, Seahorse, Grimsby. That's the voice. Triton, King Triton, Kenneth Mars. Don't see any more black people. Additional voices. Okay, these people basically what they did back in the day, they had people who just did voices too. So these people, Charlie Adler, Robert Will, Hamilton Camp, they did multiple voices, especially for
Mhm.
animation, right? So the only black person was Sebastian, and guess what? From a little bit of research I did, only reason he had his voice because if clearly Marino, Sebastian had a Caribbean accent.
Mhm.
So they said let's get a. That was it. The
Under
crab
the sea.
the crab had that that I don't want to say Jamaican because it could be whatever I don't know, but that's my only. What do you guys think? Do you
He
think
still ain't, he was Dominican,
who?
so it did, he Sebastian, so it didn't count.
What is
He
He's
trying
like
to
he's
be stupid.
black and then black, right?
Stop
He's Dominican,
it. Stop it.
so it's like they didn't betray themselves. You know what I'm saying?
He trying
God, wait.
yeah, it's still Caribbean. It's still, whatever. It's Caribbean. I'm just saying Caribbean. So yeah, in the '80s, the only reason they had that black guy, we need a Jamaican voice. That was it. Even though there's some white Jamaicans too and stuff, or whatever. Cause that's a place. But generally speaking, I mean, that's the only thing I could think of why they had him. So it's like, um, you feel juxtaposing from the past to the present. Um, things got better, worse, or we're still not in control, but it went from 5 black people to 1 black people. Like, what do you guys? What's your guys' thoughts on that?
It's still, I mean, it still relates to that story once again. I mean, to the story that's behind that song, the first time.
I'm looking for that right now.
Um, what will we wager for our voice to be represented? Like
Whew.
for a seat at the table, with what we gonna do? Be worth it? Because at that point in the story, Eric wasn't studying her.
Wow.
Hmm.
What's the lyrics?
Interesting. So how the story end? They end up together. And,
First time.
Yeah, they end up together like
oh, okay, that's what I thought.
after her cover is blown, after
You a
Ursula
mermaid bitch.
basically breaks the thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, she's a mermaid. She came from the sea. Like she's gonna enchant you and all this other stuff, all this extra stuff.
Fish. Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Let me see what else we got on. Um, hmm. Version of the person. All right, let's talk about Saga City real quick. Little something. The stories we writing right now. Um, say the characters we create and everything. Say 20 years from now, 30 years. Um, we got this whole thing mapped out and this and that. Your daughter wants to recreate, put it back out and this and that, things like that. She got, she has a movie studio, her own. What are any updates and things that you would want to see change or allow change? You know what I'm saying? Like just to put yourself in this perspective. Say we made the Little Mermaid in the '80s and now it's
Mm-hmm.
2023. Your daughter's like, yeah, I own this thing and I'm in control right now and we're gonna do this. What would you want to see? Or what would be like? No, we ain't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your thoughts on like how should it be done?
That's funny that you mentioned that and use her as an example because
100%, 100%.
she was in the new Roots,
Yep. Okay.
right?
I
She
remember that.
played Baby Kizzy,
Superstar.
in the new Roots. So
Superstar.
so yeah, that's old Roots and
The
then
new
the
one.
Baby Kizzy in
Yeah.
the new Roots. So yeah, so
You the future. She the
that's
future.
funny. That's funny. But yeah, the okay,
Technology
so
change. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we're doing it for the kids,
yeah,
the
I mean
next
that's
generation.
the whole point. Like the idea again is creating um something that we can hand to them, right? And it's specifically institutions, right? Because you can create like I always hear Ving Rhames on Baby Boy
Guns of butter.
Guns and butter. You know what I'm saying? I always hear Big Rings, in my head. You got your guns and you got your butter. Now your guns, that's shit that appreciates with time and this, that, and third. But your butter, what I'm saying? Like passing down, building institutions and that appreciate with time, things that have consistent or a certain degree of permanence in their value. That we can hand on. So like, our stories are arts, right?
Yes.
These are things that we can pass to them. Establish the institutions where they're allowed to exist and persist, and they can keep them going. They can add on. They can innovate and do whatever it is they will to do with them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? She could remix what she want.
I mean, it's if it's our stories, then absolutely. Where I feel I'm I don't know, a little different about things like Little Mermaid, right? Because there is, and I think you brought it up at the beginning of this discussion. There's been a move to revamp all the things that we grew up on, and I'm like, it's weird to me because it's like not to say that it's weird because yeah, it makes me feel older, but it's also weird because it's like, why is it are you doing it to correct an error that was made in representation? Or are you doing it to give more relevance to something that a story that maybe should have died? Like, are you doing it to play a game of identity politics? Like, what is the purpose of this? Why are we doing this?
I
Because
think
some
all of
stories
it.
are meant to be just left where they at, dusty
You're right.
on the shelf, and then some should be brought back up.
I have an
There's
issue.
no stories that are older than Mami Wata and Yemoya and those ancient stories. Those are just as relevant.
Yeah,
They should be dusted off and brought back out. So
For our
let's
people in
that's what we're
particular,
trying to do.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And our
work.
folk in
Let's
particular.
work.
You know what I'm saying? And our folk in particular, we and again, it goes back to, I always bring up, Obama, Obama and his final,
Is he black
uh,
or is he black? Nah,
Obama.
go ahead. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Like I said, I always bring up his final, UN address, and where he talks about, the goal to push towards, uh, you know, a global world economy,
Hmm.
right? The culture that they're trying to push is a global world economy. And he talked about how holding on to your identity and cultural nationalism and cultural identity as great impediments to achieving that global world economy.
Hmm.
So, the way that I translate that is they want to push the identity towards the blur, like blurred lines.
Okay.
They want to push everybody towards the blurred lines, because when you got well-defined lines, those well-defined lines also serve as, let's say, restrictions or limitations in terms of what you will and will not do, what you will buy, what you won't buy, who you buy it from, who you sell it to, and things of that nature. And if there's cultural, politic or nationalism or anything that's informing your decision making, then it's a problem to what it is they're trying to achieve. So that global agenda
Hmm.
is reflected in the art that they produce. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It's reflected in the art that they produce because that's the goal to move the entire world towards a global world economy, which it's not a moral reasoning behind it. It's really a consumption reason behind it. It's a resource reason behind it, right? If you're hanging on to your cultural or national identity and the boundaries that holding on to that identity allows to persist, right? Interferes with me being able to come in and tap into your resources. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then
Make me chief. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
like who the hell are
Exactly.
you?
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So
Silence for
that's what it's
everybody.
about. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Like it's really about them
But you can't
trying
come
to
over.
create this false utopic.
Yeah. And they're still gonna be at top. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trade deficit. Let us come over to your stuff, but you can't come to our stuff. You could come to seek asylum. The Haitians come. Oh no, you can't. No, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? You can't let them in. They seek
Yeah.
asylum. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
Right.
name of the game. That's the name of the game. But that's their agenda. That's their camera. That's their theaters. That's their, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's their policy. That's their government. So, in that they have absolutely 100% the right to push what they want to push, right? To their consumer.
Yeah.
It's up to us to decide whether or not we want to continue to be their consumer, or do we want to produce what we think that we actually need.
Saga City.
You
Let's
heard?
go. Saga. That's what Saga City is. My feeling on things is what Marie was saying, where were there mistakes that they're trying to write in, and I see some of that, but I don't see the acknowledgement of the mistake. Like I see the with all these new stuff, it's like is clearly a difference, and it's like okay, if it seems wrong now, it was wrong then or whatever. But where is the apology? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Where is the documentary saying, yeah, I know we made this movie called Gone with the Wind, and we're doing a new version, but look, what we did, like, where's the reparations for the situation? Like, there is, they just do it, and that's like it's kind of almost like what they're doing with the public education system, where they just kind of softening up their role in certain things. So
Mm-hmm.
I see that as we like do a slavery movie. They'll have like they'll soften it up. It's like this don't even seem that bad. Like what? Like come like they're gonna fix it. And oh, it was one person who was bad, and all of us we didn't go along with. It was like they redo these things, and now it's more of you in here. But I wasn't in the first one, so you
It's
guys
a
explain to me the first one. It's like I need a document. Explain that one because this one is totally different from this one. Like how am I just here now? Like you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. So I see it like you said. Like okay, it's cool. Like a seat at the table or whatever. Or her being a star, and now you got 5 black people in this one. Okay, I want you to explain the first one. Like Little Mermaid. Nobody said this is in slavery time. That's not even part. Like the dude lived in slavery time. Like you didn't even have that part of the story. Like you didn't when you write a story, you this you set the scene, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't set the scene for us. You ain't let us know what was going on. You know what I'm
yo.
saying? In Middle Earth, when I watch Lord of the Rings, you tell me where I'm at. When I watch Batman, whatever story, you set the scene. You did not set the scene for Little Mermaid. You did not say white people were enslaving black people, but under the sea, this is what we was like. You ain't mentioned none of that shit. Then this one, when you add us to it, it's like you kind of gotta well, technically this is going on. Like I need
Well, you
some.
see, Disney is for the kids, right? And see, here's the thing with that, right? Um, my point with that is when you look at the Time magazine covers and they talk about the new American, right? You know what I'm saying? What the new American, the face of the new American will look like in the year 2040 or the year 2050, this, that, and the third. And
Mm.
they show you this brown skinned biracial individual, right? You know, that's right there, right, is part of the reason why they are showing you that right there with
Mm.
the Little Mermaid, right? So it's all economics. Disney is trying to,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
outside of the political purpose, right? The
It's a business.
economic purpose is, yo, we gotta ensure our survival as an institution. So they gotta see themselves, and this is where the shit is headed.
The same thing with the Princess and the Frog, because she ends up with
The white dude.
the, well, he ain't black. I don't know what he is.
Creole,
But,
he from down here,
yeah,
Creole,
but
Cajun.
so it's not just a matter
Gambit.
Yeah,
of
he said Gambit.
it's not just a matter of economics and consuming, because we're always going to consume. Like, I think that, I mean, take for instance Frozen. I saw more little black girls
My daughter. My daughter loves me.
wearing Frozen
I never bought her.
Halloween
I never bought her a
costumes.
wig. I don't do the wig stuff, but she loved Frozen. She sing that
She was
song,
not,
and
our niece. I mean, it is so many little brown girls that was into Frozen, and
yeah,
it's
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 marketing. And
interesting looking at it as an adult, because I'm like, what is it in that story that is speaking to?
I think it's the popularity too. A lot of it's popularity. Like whatever's popular, and what the other kids like, other kids want to like. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
like if the majority of girls is digging whatever story it is, and they seen their friend, like especially at that age, like being left out is an issue when you're young. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So if they promote the movie to be that big,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of white kids like Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Like it happened to be that big. You know what I'm saying? And it's like just like how they like us in sports. I want to be LeBron James. I want to be a bunch of little white. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't seen no good white kids dressed like Black Panther. You seen them? I ain't seen them.
I seen a couple online, but far as when I was going out to the theaters, like the first one, not the second one, the first one. There's a lot of white people. You know.
I mean, I
Yeah.
seen them at the.
So,
I feel like they might have been at the movies. I don't,
like,
I don't, I don't know if they was even at the movies when we went. We was in that joint. We was representing in that joint. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? But it's I say the dinosaurs are dying out,
facts.
and
Facts.
that's the way they look at us. We dinosaurs.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What I mean by that is
When you said dinosaur, I thought you meant like old America kind of thing. But go
well, yeah. And we kind of represent that and all of the scars and shit that we carry from it. You know what I'm saying? And the beef and things that we have with it. You understand? And
That's not, our beefs are not issues for
for the new American
Yeah, it's
2050 that they're trying to encourage and curate and this, that, and the third.
But we have to do the same thing.
Huh?
We have to do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we have to create our own. I always use the phrase counterculture.
Yeah, I think like people talk about the Illuminati or this and that. My reply is always, let's make our own Illuminati. Like, why can't we get together and like whatever you think they're doing? Okay, let's go over here and we're gonna do our thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they we see what the school system's doing. Okay, I'm gonna make my own curriculum. I see what they're doing in Florida, and it's okay. Yeah, I'm not putting my kid in that.
You took it right out of my head.
I'm
Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They don't want you teaching critical race theory, this, that,
Okay.
and the third, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sure. Do
Great.
your own thing.
Great. I'm making my career. Okay, like that's it. Like You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we, you know what I'm saying? Let your kids be dumb. Guess what? I'm gonna teach my kids both. I'm gonna teach them the BS you teaching and the real stuff. So they, when you talking, they're gonna know how to identify it and talk way over your head where you dumb. Like that's my attitude of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let them be ignorant and be like and think that they're the first ones to do this and first ones to do that. You just handicapping your kids. Now, if we put our kids in that, that's our fault. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of us been doing the condition to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we gotta change
It's the
that.
lion. It's the lion becoming the lamb
You know what I'm
agenda.
saying? We gotta change that. I'm on it. I got emails from my daughter's school. Like, I'm trying to take her out to school and put her back where she was last year, but they was nah. That's wrong. Change that. Nah. The first thing September, like the second week of September, I emailed the teacher. Like they'll say they had something like what they call it, Spanish American or Spanish Heritage Month. And I was like, no, it's not. They was like, what's what we talking about? I was like, it's not Spanish Heritage Month. I said it's Hispanic heritage, whatever, whatever. And I broke down the difference. I'm like, the Spanish people are people who enslaved the other people who made them Hispanic. Spanish people from Spain. Her mom is not Spanish. She Hispanic. Oh, I'm sorry. They changed that whole thing up, and that's how I became class parent. They was like,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like, you know what I'm saying? I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm teaching y'all about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of it is like that. Where I'm like New York is very like some of the younger kids know the difference, but some of the older Latinos like they don't. They some of them think they are
Yeah,
that.
they identify with the European shit. I know Jamaicans that identify with being British.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
100. Yeah. They love that Christianity too. That whole they
yeah,
very God and Jesus and, like so yeah hmm they
yeah.
think they some so so it's a it's a fight and a lot of us um say like I guess I said kids don't like being the odd people out, but I'm pretty sure adults kind of have some of that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, everybody goes to public school. Put them in, like, but we don't need to have everybody to win something. We just gotta get with the people who you get with, who get you, and make your own thing. You know what I'm saying? I sent out to my cousin Dante, stuff he going through is like you don't need to make everybody believe what you believe in. Like in civil rights movement, and Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and whoever else, that wasn't the majority of people. Like that was a group, a small group of young people making some noise. Most of these people went to work every day and just complained and went along with the mission. A lot of them parents weren't fighting. They was going to work, making sure they had a household or whatever. It was the college kids and the younger people out there making noise. It wasn't
Hmm.
everybody, you know what I'm saying? But if you get with your crew and do your and do your thing with your little clique, that's it. You don't need the whole world. And like people will follow you once you start winning. You know what I'm saying? Once you start making some moves, when they see the actual road out, and like, okay, yeah, Harriet is right. Next time she come, I'm gonna go with her. The first time, I don't know. It was they like, hold on, she back? Oh shit, she came back. Nah, she come back one more time. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. What happened to the other ones that left with you? Oh, word? Like
Imagine the first person like,
hey,
I'm
hey,
done.
that's the way it go, man.
that's the way it go. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the way
way
it go.
it go. You know what I mean?
Imagine the nigga on the 80th mission. Like, you still don't believe me? Goddamn. Like,
That's the one you gotta shoot.
Yeah.
80. Yo, I would have been like, yo, I'm coming back 2 times and I'm done. I'm coming back.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the one
coming
you
back.
gotta shoot. Like you only give maybe four. You only give maybe four. You only give maybe four. At the fourth time, you will be you might tell. You gotta go. You know too much. You gotta go.
Oh, my God. Yo. Shout out to Harriet Tubman, man. Shout out to Harriet Tubman having that patience for all the black people who complain about black business and this is why I don't shop at black stores and this and that and I'm Bob. Harriet had some patience. Like, we complaining about shopping. She had life or death black issues. Like, she had life or death black issues. You know what I'm saying? So if she gave us a chance, you could give us a chance to go back to that restaurant one more time. One more time. Go back. I know there's a little rule. I know there's a little rule.
Oh
Go
man.
back one more
They
time.
going through something.
Oh man. Oh man.
80. Go back 80 more times. 80.
No. 80 though. I
80.
don't know if I can do it.
That's the Harriet Tubman tax.
I said it's very Jesus policy right there.
Oh man.
How many? If he, what do you say? How many times you would give him? If he get you 7 times, you forgive him 77 times. Some shit like that. No sir, no sir.
I don't.
No sir.
Oh, man. Like that's what it is, man. Saga City Live. We back here. We got the Saga City books coming soon. We're gonna put some I guess this week we're gonna put some more episodes up on Vela. If you want to see some of the episodes, go to Amazon Vela. What's it called? KDP Vela? Kindle Vela?
Kindle Vela.
Kindle Vela. The link is in the description. I'm gonna put some more links up of the episodes. Let us know what you think about the episode so far. Any comments, put them in there. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. You want to see more stories that represent us, more true stories. We doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it for the deep dive with Little Mermaid. Maybe next time we'll see what's out. I don't know. We got some time to see what's going on. Beno's put me onto the movie, the joint called From. I'm gonna check that out, see what that's about. That's making some noise. So we analyze storytelling. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? All kind of mediums. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to, read or catch up on some dope stories that from our perspective, Saga City is a channel. So we out of here. I'm about to end the broadcast and we're gonna post this up and check the YouTube channel for more episodes. We probably gonna have some audio books, maybe read some episodes on some of the episodes on live or whatever, or the video clips, whatever. If you don't like reading that much, but they're not long stories, they're kind of short episodes, whatever. But that's what it is, people. I'm gonna just end this out. Peace out. Let me see. End this broadcast. We out.